the wonders of what wrestling does to you in a week. So, quick news from Gamescom, in a pretty quickish video actually, along with the preview of what was happening this weekend, or next weekend. Bear with me. Busy weekend. You've probably seen if you're a wrestling fan. If you haven't, it's been busy. So, from Gamescom, sort of the big stuff that came out, there are going to be 500 gig and 1 terabyte Xbox One S bundles coming towards the end of September, at least in the UK. I don't know whether they were officially confirmed yet for America. They may have been, but at least in the UK and Europe, it's the official confirmation that it's coming. Then there wasn't really that much else on tap from Xbox. Sony obviously had nothing because ahead of their stuff, but something's happened over the weekend which is worth bringing up here. In that apparently a slim PS4 has come out of the wild, which people are buying. Some person bought on eBay and is apparently very, very real, because one of the tech guys from Eurogamer went physically in person to see it and has taken the picture himself, and it's real, and I guess he's looked at it and realised it's authentic and whatever. So it looks like the PS4 Neo isn't just what we're going to be getting at this conference. We're also going to get the official creation of the slim version of the PS4. So I don't know if that's going to have a cheap price, because if the PS4 Neo is going to... I don't know. In terms of other stuff, Konami and the Metal Gear Survive trailer. Yeah, because what Metal Gear needed was a spiritual spin-off, which is a multi-co-op survival zombie shooter. Well, just because Capcom have made Dead Rising, Konami, doesn't mean you have to. But there you go. That's crazy stuff. And then from EA, not really that much. Just that I think that there is a beta coming for Battlefield some point in September, I think. And also there's already been 1 weekend of public beta testing for Titanfall 2. There is going to be one also next weekend. It's starting the 26th through to the 28th, I believe. So there'll be stuff happening there, which could be interesting. We'll see. I think really that's it in terms of that stuff. Off the top of my head. There might have been other stuff on show there, but that's not really sort of news. So, to the convention. This weekend there is a convention near me, Insomnia 58. Because apparently normally they do, I think, like 3 or 4 a year. So yeah, we're on the 58th iteration of it. Basically, for the last few years, it's mainly just been... There's been some games there of some level and some notoriety. But mainly it's an esports thing. It's a BYOC, BYOC, bring your own computer. It's sort of a LAN event. You can have all sorts of crazy fun with fellow, gamers and stuff. They've even got, an option for you to camp there and stay there for the whole duration of the event. You don't just have to come in and come out every day like I'm going to do. And there's some spot competitions. There's also some competitions going over the course of the days. I mean, the games being covered. You've got your usual ones of CSGO, Dota 2, Hearthstone, Call of Duty, League of Legends, FIFA, Team Fortress, and then I guess your new additions for this year are Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, and Rocket League. And they're going to be having various competitions all throughout the 4 days. But this time, it's merging in with a Game Fest of sorts, from what I can tell. So the key thing here, to explain, Game Fest was put on by the games retailer in the UK, Game, in 2011. Ironically, in the same place that it's happening, in the same, it's not exactly the same venue, because it's got a lot more space to take up, but yeah, it's going to be, they're sort of combining the stuff, so it's not just this event with esports and loads of other things. It's also now going to have somewhat of a convention there as well, in terms of stuff that's playable, it's going to get shown, that people can have a go on. So the list of what they've got isn't a huge amount, but it's still somewhat interesting. So 2K are going to be there with a hotel slash little mini theatre of sorts, which will be showing a 30-minute gameplay video. There is no actual gameplay of the thing, which is pleasing to know, considering the game's coming out in 6 weeks, and all they're showing us is gameplay. I harken back then to Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs, when they're shown in theatre scenarios rather than actual gameplay. Then again, I'm pretty sure Bethesda back in the day, at the original Game Fest, did that for, I think it was Rage and Skyrim and one of the other games that Bethesda was bringing out. Don't know if it was Wolfenstein, can't remember. Either way, that was the only thing that people could play back in 2011. Or just see, I guess. Thankfully, there are a few. There might even be ones confirmed, but at least as of recording on Monday, the 22nd of August, not that many AAA sort of big publisher games. EA are going to have the first UK hands-on for FIFA. They're also going to have the first UK reveal for Sniper Elite 4 from Rebellion Games, and also from Rebellion, although possibly through Sony, which I'll get to in a minute. They're going to have Battlezone for PSVR. So yeah, the PSVR is actually going to be there again. And after my experience last year, I can't wait to see what I get to see this time, considering the last time I saw Kitchen, which is now Resident Evil 7. Or somewhat of like a prequel to Resident Evil 7. I don't know, but yes. I will be getting my hands on that. I've already booked in for a session. Other stuff that they have got there, though, Sony, with the PSVR. I don't know if this is stuff I'll be getting to play, possibly. You know, they got the Battlezone thing, as I previously mentioned, which may not be at the Rebellion stand, but certainly it's a Rebellion game. And it's just actually going to be published as a Sony PSVR launch title as well. But the one Sony are there showing off are Rigs, which is that mech sort of combat thing, which, looking at the appearance of it and how people have complained about motion sickness, I'm a bit worried. Then you got PlayStation VR World as well, Farpoint, which I've heard some good things about. So, you know, those are the only ones confirmed, but then there might be other demos as well. And then the other thing that they've got on the show floor, by the looks of it, is GT Sport, Gran Turismo Sport, going to be there, and probably not many people playing, which will be advantageous because I don't know how many people are still into Gran Turismo. The people that are pulling out the stops, though, seem to be Microsoft, because they have a pretty full list of games. They're going to have first UK plays for Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, and Dead Rising 4, of which it's a pretty good list of free games, I will say there. There's also Quantum Break and Killer Instinct are going to be there, which are already out, but I guess they're just there because there ain't anything else for people to play, because that's how barren the Xbox situation is. And then with your possibly non-budget / indie titles, Recall from Inafune, that I've heard somewhat good things about. That's going to be first playable on the show floor. Cuphead is here, hopefully with new levels and whatever from what I saw last September and played and enjoyed, even though I struggled at the thing. Everspace, Raise the Broken Planet, also the Turing Test. I think the Turing Test was one that we saw at some event somewhere down previously, and it's like, okay, that looks interesting. It might have been at the Games Awards. Or actually, no. It might have been like a 30-second glimpse at a PC show, so the fact that it's on the Microsoft stand as a 360 game, I think. Or sorry, Xbox One game. A bit ironic. So that's all the mainstream games at least I've announced. There's also going to be a whole separate hall dedicated to just League of Legends stuff, with people being able to play in tournaments or play casually, of which I've never played before, so I think I'm just going to be going there as a spectator, seeing what goes down. Because they're also going to be showing on the big screen, I guess, in that whole live coverage of the LCS finals. I think it's the spring, or I think it's the summer split finals happening both in Europe and America over Saturday and Sunday. So much so that keep in mind, because this is a LAN event, it actually goes basically overnight. There's evening sessions and events that I won't be able to go to because my ticket's only valid for a certain period of time. But that means if I get home, I can just watch them on stream. And there's certain thing, I don't know, there probably are certain events like the finals of the eSport finals that will be happening on the Twitch stage and whatever that they've got, They'll probably be shown there. Probably not much for League Fest stuff is. I'll just have to go to the League streams and everything. There's going to be a Minecraft zone, which is all dedicated to Minecraft. YouTube gaming, and as I previously mentioned, Twitch are all going to have stands there and screens and talks and all that. Cosplay as usual. There's going to be drone racing, which is going to be interesting to see if we can see some. There's going to be a robot arena, apparently featuring some of the robots, possibly from Robot Wars. That's going to be awesome to see, especially because that series will be culminating that weekend on television over here in the UK. There's going to be a retro section with actual games and consoles for sale, so I might be bringing a haul back of not posters and all that stuff next time. It might actually be some games, depending how much they are and how much I can spend. But on top of the retro stuff, there's going to be 16-player LAN Halo 2. There's going to be LAN Classic, and it's sad that they have to say that now. Classic COD Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 LAN. Also, COD Zombies, I think, also on LAN. 8-player Super Smash. And Taiko Drum Master. Apparently that's a thing. But then also you've got, I think it's a list of, let me have a quick look, 6, 9, 12, 15, 8, I think it's 21 so far. Whether anything get added to it, I don't know. But they got an indie section, most of which are PC games, most of which actually look something that I might check out on. So I might, and because there seems to be so few games on the floor, there's a lot of stuff I can check up on. So you've got Ageism, Anti-Gods, BFF or Die, BIP, or BIP, I'm not sure it's pronounced, Button Frenzy, City of the Shroud, which was a Kickstarter game, Dragon Brothers, Flight of Light, Gemstone Keeper, Grow in the Hole, which I've already sort of played anyway because it's available on mobile, Hyper Bounce Blast, Nature's Zombie Apocalypse, Never Give Up, Perpetual Night, Super Rude Bear Resurrection, which has been on the sort of the convention scene for the last few years, so I don't know what that's about. Super Space Slayer 2, Torn Tales, and Wartball, among other things. I would say anything more, but that's all that I know that's going to be there. I've never been before, so it's going to be interesting to see how it is, how it compares to the EGX one, arguably the bigger of the two, because this is the first time that Insomnia and Game are trying this idea out. I mean, if there isn't enough stuff on the show floor there, it might be a little problematic in terms of some people have paid it because they're going to the event believing that there's going to be an actual convention there in terms of lots of games to play. But if people have gone for a 4-day session, like I have, I don't know whether there's enough there to have people done. Be interesting to see. But yeah, I'll be probably, well, no, next week there might not be a video until later on in the week, so I'll sort that out with Owen. Considering the fact that it'll be the final day on the Monday, and I'll probably be knackered, which is not going to be good. So, with that done, if you're going, I would say look for me, but because I don't know what it's like, I'm probably just going to try and keep somewhat of a low profile and not be grand about it. I'm not going to be recording or filming anything. If I do get to chat with like the devs, like at the indie stuff, I'll just have to remember it in my head and whatever. Make notes of it when I get back, or on a pad if I take it and whatever. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, pretty much. It's just, I guess I'm just knackered from the wrestling. And the way to apparently recover is to go to a convention for 4 days. Yeah. Gonna need to find that hand sanitizer. I can't remember where it is. Awkward. Don't know why I said awkward. Long week.